crank that sound or grab your earbuds. It's time for Artist Direct on FM 100.5, your inside scoop on the music scene. Brought to you by Farm Bureau Insurance Agent CJ Huber.
Once upon a time I had a life by my design, where the world was in my hands and all the stars aligned. But then my world began to spin outside of my control. I'm backed into a corner now, and I will fight to show I'm here, standing strong, standing tall enough to overcome it all. I'm still here, holding on, rising up to find what holds me down. From here on out, forever standing strong. We face them all the time, the things that bring us down. We have the choice to stay or get up off the ground. You have to fight without a fear of how it all turns out. And trust that if you give your all, you will live to shine. Yeah, I'm here, standing strong, standing tall enough to overcome it all. I'm still here, holding on, rising up to find what holds me down. Here on out, forever standing strong. I didn't see it coming. We say it all the time, but even in the unseen, faith has eyes to find. The hope to rise and start again lives inside of me. Yeah, I'm here, standing strong, standing tall enough to overcome it all. I'm still here, holding on, rising up to find what holds me down. From here on out, forever standing strong, standing strong. Yeah, standing strong. Singing, we can all stand strong. We can all stand strong now. We can all stand strong. Singing, we can all stand strong. We can all stand strong now. We can all stand strong. Singing, we can all stand strong. We can all stand strong now. We can all stand strong.
It's Artist Direct on FM 100.5. That is Standing Strong from Ben Utecht, who joins us on the phone this morning from the homestead with fresh snow on the ground this week in Minnesota, a former Minnesota Golden Gopher. Ben, welcome to the program on FM 100.5. Thanks for joining us.
You're welcome. Thanks for having me. We're already having a white Christmas up here.
So before all the snow arrived this week, did you get a chance to attend the game, the Minnesota-Iowa game this past weekend?
Absolutely. I'm a season ticket holder, and it was obviously tough for Hawkeye fans, but for Minnesota fans that have been loyal and have wanted to see this program turn around for a long time, it definitely made for a great celebration.
Now, you were a starting tight end for the Gophers for all 4 seasons?
I was. I got recruited as a wide receiver and put on some weight my first year in college, and they moved me to tight end, and that really set the tone for the rest of my football career.
And do you remember carrying Floyd of Rosedale off the field during your Gopher career?
I do. We had a great team when I played. It was I think we ended my senior year almost top 10. So it was one of the better 4 years in Gopher history, and so we did have a chance to have Floyd, and there's not another pig on this planet that I love more than that pig.
Glad you got a chance to revel in all the excitement this past weekend up there in the Twin Cities. Ben Utecht is joining us, and you have roots a little closer to our neck of the woods. I know you're originally from Rochester, and you have some. Your wife is connected to some folks in Decorah, actually, to Dick and Sid Stevenson.
Yep, we have a fantastic family, and both sides, my side and my wife Karen's side, are the types of family that stay real close together, and we really enjoy our holidays because of that experience and just really pouring into the importance of family.
So your family background, there's some music in your background. You're a preacher's kid. We PKs got to stick together, Ben.
Right.
You grew up in a parsonage as well. Did that have an influence in having an interest in being a musician and writing and performing songs?
Absolutely. My sister and I grew up in a very musical family, and it seemed like every major family get together, there was either a band, being put together of trombones, trumpets, saxophones, and of all the cousins, and always family carols, and my dad was a vocal music major to be a choir teacher before he went into the seminary to be a pastor, and so just a life filled with music and sports, and I was always drawn to it along with my sister, and so it makes for an interesting combination.
So that's just part of the life you've led for 33 years. Marrying a Miss Minnesota, was Karen already crowned when you met her, or did that happen afterwards?
That happened afterwards, and I will proudly say that I married up big time. She's in such a different category than I am, and I'm blessed to have her in my life. And we met through Fellowship of Christian Athletes in college, and she was the captain of the women's golf team at the University of Minnesota. And my greatest lesson is humility, because she kicks my butt all over the golf course. It's not even funny, no comparison. And so she's also a musician, and so we have a lot in common. And for her to fulfill a childhood dream of becoming Miss Minnesota was a fun journey for me to experience with her.
Indeed. And you've managed to fulfill some big dreams in your career so far. You found your way to the National Football League several years back.
Yeah, what a dream come true. I mean, I grew up in small towns across Minnesota, moving around because of my dad being a minister. We landed in Hastings, which is maybe 15,000 strong, in an agricultural community right on the Mississippi, meeting the St. Croix River. So if you ever would have told me that small Rivertown kid was going to be, a starting tight end on a Super Bowl championship team, I probably would have laughed at you. So, truly special to have played 6 years, 4 in Indianapolis, 2 with Cincinnati. Got to play with another outstanding Iowa football player in Dallas Clark, who became a fantastic friend, and it just was a great time.
Yeah, you and Dallas were on that Super Bowl winning 2007 Colts team with Peyton Manning at the quarterback when you all beat the Bears. That's a pretty big dream fulfilled to win a Super Bowl title and spend that much time in the National Football League. Your NFL career had highs, and it had some amazing challenges that continue with you in life. Tell us a little bit about what's happened what transpired as a football player in the National Football League, and maybe before.
Well, my wife and I, after I retired at 29, looked back on my football career since I was in high school, and was kind of shocked to discover that I actually only had one injury-free season my entire career. And so injuries were always a huge problem for me. And later on in my NFL career, that injury turned into a concussion. And concussions became an unfortunate externality of my position in the NFL. And that led to my retirement in 2009 after I took my 5th documented concussion.
5 documented concussions, including, I think, the last one on the practice field there in Georgetown, Kentucky, when you were with the Bengals. Was that more pronounced than the previous 4?
In some ways it was. I've had a number of concussions where I lost consciousness. So a number of them were, I guess, considered more serious than others. At the end of the day, we had just had our first daughter, and I have always been somebody that learned at a young age, learned when I was younger that my identity did not just revolve around the sport. And I'm proud to have learned that, because it really helped me make a decision to walk away and save my brain from future injury. So, unfortunately, we're seeing guys stick with this game well beyond 5 documented concussions, and so for me, it was time to move on and put myself in a position, hopefully, where I'm in better health for my family in the long term.